Hello and welcome to a short overview of the respiratory system. The purpose of this short video is to provide an orientation to the structure and the structures of the respiratory system, and honestly to review some of the vocabulary. So let me start you off with some references. So first of all, we have here, if you like to follow along in the Saladin text, and this is the 8th edition that we've adopted for lecture, you can look at section 22.1, Anatomy of the Respiratory System. In the WISE lab manual, this is going to be exercise 33, pages 455 to 464. And if you like the OpenStax, I've put a link here. And I will tell you, I thought the OpenStax discussion was actually pretty good this time. All right, so let's get started. When we go to the need to knows here, from the need to knows, the vocabulary that we're going to be discussing is going to be right here. And I'll just start off with these last two at the bottom. When we talk about inspiration, what we really mean is inhalation. And inspiration is just another or inhalation. These are just words that we use when we want to discuss breathing in or taking air into the lungs. Expiration you can think of as exhalation, and that's going to be the same thing as breathing out or having air move out of your lungs. So now what I want to do is we'll look at these other terms relative to the respiratory system. So let's go there now. So this image actually does come from the OpenStax textbook, and you can see that this is kind of a picture of the overall respiratory system, starting from your nose and going all the way down into the lungs. And the different structures and organs are actually labeled here. Okay, we can organize the respiratory system in a couple of different ways. Just like in biology and anatomy and physiology, you've probably already figured out that there's more than one way to sort of lump things together to make them easier to remember. In the respiratory system, we can lump the structures together according to where they're located or what structures they are. So we can talk about the upper respiratory tract, and this would include the nose, the nasal cavity, and then the pharynx, which is really kind of the throat here. So the upper respiratory system is going to be everything that is superior to the larynx. And then if we've got the upper respiratory tract, we can have the lower respiratory tract, and this is going to include the larynx and everything that's inferior to this, including the lungs and the lung structure. So one way to describe or organize the respiratory system is simply based on location. Okay. Now another way that we can organize the respiratory system is according to function. So what's happening there? So in this case, we would actually be talking about the conducting zone. And the conducting zone is a series of structures that form a passageway for the air to come into the body and go to the lungs. And the structures that would be included in the conducting zone, they overlap a bit with the upper respiratory system, but also with the lower respiratory system, would include the nose and the nasal cavity, the larynx and pharynx, bronchi and bronchioles, all the way to the very smallest passageways here, airways in the lungs. In the conducting zone, as we said, really what's happening is that the air is moving in and out here. And air is moving in and out because of the movement of the diaphragm. And the diaphragm here is going to be this shelf-like flat muscle here that separates the thoracic cavity from the inferior abdominal cavity. This movement of air in and out is what we call pulmonary ventilation. And ventilation, again, just means the movement of air in and out. So here, our conducting zone, this is going to be the place where we have air that's moving in and out. So that's one of the things that can be happening. The other thing that's happening in the respiratory system is gas exchange. And gas exchange is actually going to occur here in the lungs and other places. We'll talk about that in a minute. And in the lungs, where we have gas exchange, we actually call that the respiratory zone. And here, these are going to be structures that are very deep in the lung. So these would be our respiratory bronchioles, the alveolar sacs, and the alveoli. These are going to be the very smallest places in the lungs where we have very thin membranes that allow gases to move quickly and efficiently from the alveolus into the capillary system or into the blood. Now, we just said we have gas exchange in the respiratory zone. In the lung, we call this external respiration. Saladin in the textbook uses a slightly different term. He talks about alveolar gas exchange, which is a little bit more descriptive, but I haven't seen any other resource that actually uses that terminology, so just be aware if you see that somewhere. In external respiration, this is where we have exchange of gases in the lungs. Now, of course, the purpose of the respiratory system is to bring oxygen in, and then the circulatory system disperses it to the other tissues. So at the tissues, we're also going to have gas exchange as well. We call that internal respiration. And in internal respiration, we're going to have gases, mostly oxygen, that are moving out of the blood into the tissues, and carbon dioxide that's being generated as a byproduct of metabolic processes at the tissues is going to leave the tissues and go into the blood and then be returned to the lung. Okay, so the respiratory zone is where we have gas exchange. We really have two places of gas exchange in the body, at the lung, and we call that external or alveolar respiration, and internal respiration. And Saladin has a slightly different term for this as well. I think he calls it systemic gas exchange at the tissues. Okay, so functionally, we talk about respiratory and conductive zones. Structurally, we can talk about upper and lower respiratory system. So from our need to knows then, we had a very quick overview of the respiratory system. We looked at what pulmonary ventilation was, which is the movement of gases or movement of air in and out of the lungs. And we just identified external respiration as being gas exchange that occurs at the level of the lung. And internal respiration or systemic gas exchange is going to be that which occurs at the level of the tissues. So stay tuned for the second short video where we're going to give you an introduction to spirometry. Thanks very much.